Hello, everybody, and welcome to the webinar. We have quite a few people who are joining, so we'll just give it a quick minute. But everybody from our side is here. Cloudy, rainy day here in central New Jersey. I don't know where all of you are, but wherever you are, hopefully you have better weather than we do. But welcome to the webinar. So we'll get this going very quickly. Let me introduce the people here on our side. I have Prabhat Vesh, my partner with the FieldWorker, co-founder, also a professor of computer science at New Jersey Institute of Technology. I am Rohit Mathur, a co-founder of FieldWorker here as well. And most importantly, we have Alex Humanik here with us. We are very pleased to welcome him to the panel. Alex is a business leader, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist with a long track record in working very hard in making people's lives better. Alex is a co-founder of Skylands Family Support, along with his partner, Danielle Weiss. He's a very purpose-driven in his life, and so is his agency. It's one of the largest New Jersey-based support coordination and case management agency focused on empowering individuals with special needs to lead fulfilling and wonderful lives and increasing the peace of mind of people who care for them. Alex is currently a managing member at Skylands. He values integrity, excellence, and service, and has guided Skylands to become a very large support coordination agency in New Jersey. In the past lives, he's been a banker, has worked with Easter Seals in senior roles, which is also a very premier disability-focused organization. He's also a philanthropist, actively involved in many civic causes, including the Arc of New Jersey, the Mann Center of Performing Arts, and the Philadelphia Museum of Art. So we are very, very pleased to welcome Alex to our panel. We want to keep this session as interactive as possible and as conversational. So please feel free to ask questions. You can put your questions in the Q&A or in the chat box. We will be monitoring that and we'll answer them as we go along, or we could answer them towards the end. There are a couple of polls that might come up during the webinar. If you can answer those, that'll be fantastic. And just we want to keep it very informal and easygoing. So again, thank you everybody for joining this. I'll start this off by asking a few questions of Alex, and we'll take it from there. Any questions that come from the audience, we'll pose them along the way as well. Alex, first of all, welcome to the panel. And could you tell us a little bit about Skylands Family Services? What services do you provide and who do you serve?
Thanks, Rohit. I'm Alex Humanik, co-managing member of Skylands Family Support. We were started in 2012. We currently serve nearly 1,400 families and employ 50 support coordinators throughout New Jersey. We've been doing this since 2012, and we've grown significantly. We like to keep our mission simple. We like to keep it straightforward. Our goal is to provide the individuals we serve a wonderful life and have their parents have a little less stress knowing that there's a great team walking beside them. So that's really important to us, is that building the relationships, support coordination and care management, case management is a relationship-based business. So for us, what's very important is that we minimize our turnover. We maximize our staff's ability to do their job through training and technology, and we continue to grow. Our plan for next year is to add about another 150 families. And since we've been working with FieldWorker, we've seen a steady increase in productivity and also a lot less stress from our coordinators.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Alex. Great. A follow-up. So, running any agency, and especially an agency of your size, and as you have grown over the years, comes with many challenges and of course, many successes as well. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the some of these challenges and successes that your agency has experienced in the past few years?
Well, success is really measured individually with the success of the individuals that we serve. It's them seeing individuals that we have go to college, go to classes, learn new skills. As a company, what we've had difficulty doing is, as we've grown and as the state has placed more and more demands on us, we need additional support. And as we've, being a relatively large support coordination agency, but relatively a small company overall, we need assistance. We need help. We needed to grow. And that's one of the reasons why we really wanted to work with and came to FieldWorker.
Great. Thank you. So that, I guess that talks about, prompted you to start looking at technology platforms for automation. And I guess there are so many workflow, there are so many regulatory demands. What were some of the key problems that you were facing that you wanted to automate, and that prompted you to choose FieldWorker?
One of the things we really wanted to do was reduce the amount of time our staff was spending on paperwork. The old filing system we used to create monthly reports was difficult to navigate, difficult to use. It took many steps to complete and accomplish and upload. Working with FieldWorker has made it much easier. It's probably taken about an hour's worth of just typing and work, and it cut it down to about 20 minutes for each of our monthly reports that we have to do. What really has helped us too is our staff are an older staff. Our average age employees are in their 50s, and we're not very technologically savvy. I'm not a very technologically savvy guy myself. And FieldWorkers made it easy for us to complete our tasks. And what's really nice about working with FieldWorker is they're a technology company, but they have a very human side to them. Anytime we've needed assistance and help, they've been there. Anytime we've made suggestions for improvement, they've helped us. So we don't look at them just as a vendor. They're a partner of ours, helping us serve our families. And I think that's how they approach it. Not just as a technology company, but also a partner and a relationship. Again, those are more important. Relationships are important in human services. And building good, steady relationships is the key to success. And what we have with Rohit and his team is a relationship. We have a team that supports us, listens to us, and grows with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Alex. And that is what we all strive to. And in your line of work, you're working with people, people who are disabled, their family members. Everybody needs tremendous amount of care. Technology is not the most prominent thing, and that is something that we have kept in mind. But that leads me to another point. What were you using before? What were you using from a technology perspective before you came to FieldWorker? What were you actually doing?
We were basically using Microsoft Office 365, not very well. It wasn't cut out for our needs. It wasn't made for case management or care management, support coordination, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't made for that. This is a program specifically made for folks in our field.
Great. Thank you. And in that regard, right, you have complex workflows, right? You have monitoring tools, documents, reports that you have to produce. How has FieldWorker helped address some of these challenges that you have mentioned?
Well, as I mentioned previously, it really has streamlined the amount of time that we need by having everything at our fingertips. We can schedule meetings, we can complete our reports, we can track our productivity. For me, it gives a global view of what's happening with my agency. And we didn't have that before. I can go in and track our team's productivity, see who needs assistance, ask them if they need help when their productivity is a little low, and support them to get the job done.
Especially in support coordination, as you deal with complex cases, you need multiple people sometimes to address an issue. MTs need to be completed in time. Definitely makes sense. So I guess from that perspective, How do you think FieldWorker has helped your employees as well? Has it helped them work better with clients? What are some of the ways that your employees have benefited and you have benefited?
It's a very simple answer. It's helped our staff stay organized. It really has. It's kept the workflow moving. It's kept us on task. You know, I can only speak for myself for this. I'm chaotic. I'm a very disorganized guy. And this helps me keep an eye on the overall organization easily without a lot of effort and a lot of time. It allows everyone in our team to jump in and help each other out. That's what's really been the key to our success with FieldWorker. But again, I really want to reiterate this. You know, working with FieldWorker has been an absolute joy for our team. We have always been technologically adverse. My team has always wanted to push back anytime we've tried to implement any other technology. And we got a little pushback to start, but the start with FieldWorker was almost seamless and very easy. I expected it to be a lot more difficult, but we found a team that was willing to listen to our needs. We found a team that was willing to take our suggestions. We had a team that was willing to listen to us and improve the product continuously. I cannot reiterate how important that is. We worked with some of larger companies like Adobe. Trying to get any help from Adobe was like banging my head against the wall. It was really difficult. Trying to get even simple answers from them was very difficult. So, you know, when you have it almost seemed too easy to be true. Our staff really picked it up and ran with it right away. Everything was set up for us. The setup was pretty seamless, and we were just able to go from day one. There wasn't a very hard learning curve, Rohit, which was really shocking to me. I expected a lot of frustration. I expected a lot of back and forth and questions and resistance from our staff. But they grabbed it and ran with it, which was really so surprising and refreshing. And they actually said it's made their job so much easier. They're organized, they can stay on task. We see what's due instantly. We see what we've gotten done, and we see what we need to do.
That's great. That is so good to hear. And you know, there are some questions that have come in, and I'll take one of them. I'll put it to Prabhat. There is a question that has come from the audience which says that is FieldWorker approved by the DDD, and is it HIPAA compliant? So Prabhat, would you like to take that? You're on mute right now, Prabhat.
Sure. I have silence going behind me, so I just put myself on mute a little bit. It's a great question, actually. I think we all do know about the privacy, especially when you are dealing with the vulnerable population, and also if you're dealing with the health-related items. So HIPAA compliance was one of the very first things that we as a company thought about, and then make sure that we have HIPAA certification, which gets renewed every year. It basically plays into the right from how the company operates, how the software is written, how the data is maintained, and every single piece of information that's out there. All our technology is HIPAA certified. All our processes are HIPAA certified. We have a separate team that develops the system, and a separate team, which Alex, by the way, mentioned in terms of the support, that deals with the onboarding, regularly helping out. And as a matter of the New Jersey DDD, I'm assuming that it's probably a New Jersey DDD related question. We probably have, I would say, 3 of the top 5, 6 companies which are working with us. We probably have, I would say, several thousand of the clients which are already on our system, which hopefully indicate the faith that we have about our users which have posted in our solution, in our team, and in our products.
Yes. Yeah. So thanks for that. Yeah, we are totally HIPAA compliant. The product is HIPAA compliant, and you know, documents produced by our system, say for example, monitoring tools for support coordination agencies, etc., are accepted by you know, DDD and Alex's organization. Skylands has been producing, you know, 1,500 of these documents every month and submitting them to DDD. So completely acceptable. Alex, back to you with a question. Why do you think it's important for organizations like yours to partner with technology solutions like FieldWorker? What in your opinion, why is it important? Why can't people just continue to do how they have been doing things?
Again, I think FieldWorker puts everything all in one place for us. And as the state and states or funders or whoever puts more and more demands on us, it frees up time. It allows us to focus on serving the individuals. It allows us to just get the job done in a meaningful and impactful way. And again, it really gives back time. Time is very important. It gives back time to our employees, you know, to focus on face-to-face interactions with the individuals rather than just spending the majority of their time on paperwork.
Yes, that is great. So some of the things, you know, from a benefits perspective, right? Freeing up time is so important, right? The population that you serve, the families, the individuals, you are in this business to service them and not do documentation. And I think that is a very key point that you have hit, that if you can spend more time with them, that is the most important. That is what your job is, right? So that is so important, right? And of course, also complexity is increasing. There are new requirements coming from Medicaid, from NJDDD. There are audits that are happening. All these things suck up so much time, right? So if you can free yourself up for dealing with clients and all these things get taken care of, so much the better, right? Do you, if you were to list out a couple of the biggest benefits, would you say they would be time saving, reduced errors, audit preparedness, or something else? What would you say would be the biggest benefits?
For me as an administrator, one of the biggest benefits is being able to take a look at my entire agency and see what's happening at any one time. I can check on my staff's productivity, how long they're spending with each individual. I can see what's going on in real time. I can see what's happening across the agency and with every individual employee. For our employees, what they're finding is seeing the time saving. Also, too, it has built-in reminders, you know, and follow-up, which is really important. That just if you're working with just simply within the state system and everything else, those reminders aren't there. The follow-up isn't there. Yeah, on our monthly monitoring tools and reports that we have, we're able to follow up on this with ease. And rather than going back and looking over old reports, we see what was there in the past, and it gives us a note to follow up on, which saves our staff a lot of time. And also, it really keeps us on track with how we need to serve the individuals and their families.
That's great. What advice do you think would you give to agency owners who are considering adopting a solution, or they are on the fence, or they think that they are okay with whatever they have? What advice would you have for them?
I would say give Rohit a call, talk to his crew, and just speak with them. Let them know your unique situation. They're willing to listen. They're willing to talk. They have a great team. And everybody that we've worked with there, Sunny, Prabha, anybody that we've worked with has been just exceptional. So give them a buzz, talk to them. If it's not for you, you'll figure it out with them. But I think, you know, just after talking with them, you'll be willing to give it a shot. And you know, we took that shot and ran with it, and we've been very, very happy.
Do you think this has helped you, adopting technology like FieldWorker is going to help you grow, or has helped you grow?
It will, because it allows us to focus on, it allows our management team to focus outside of just the day-to-day work. It allows us to keep a global view of what's happening with the company. When we have to, we really almost had to micromanage it in the past. That's really what saved us a lot of time, is having that global view and being able to see what's going on with your agency at any one time. And that's really freed us up to focus on growth, but
Right.
also not even just growth, quality improvement, preparing for audits. All of these things are done for us with FieldWorker as well.
That's great to know. That's great to know. Prabhat, there's another question from the audience. Do you transfer our data over, or do we? How long is the process?
Yeah, so I think, as Alex has mentioned a couple of times, and thank you, Alex, for that, in the sense that our onboarding team will work with you. And I'm not sure the specific situation that your company might be, but if it is a support coordination company in New Jersey, we do take the data that you are able to export out from the DDD system, iRecords in this case, and then we would basically help you import that data into our system. Once that data is in, you can actually map the product based on your own workflow, the way you want to set it up, your own policies in terms of the workload, in terms of the process for QA, approvals, et cetera, et cetera. So each situation is different, as Alex mentioned as well. So we are going to be able to work with you, but also, as I think you heard earlier in the program, that our onboarding process is fairly smooth and it works very, very fast. We are able to onboard company in the matter of weeks rather than some of our competitors, which take months to onboard a company.
Yeah. Yeah, to add on to that, as Prabhat said, and I think his voice was fading out a little bit, that if you are a support coordination agency, then we help you directly link with iRecord, basically export, and we directly import that data, and you can do that yourself. It's literally a few clicks of the button. If you are a service provider agency, if you're a case management agency, if you have your data in spreadsheets, we have made it very, very easy. And I think Alex alluded to that as well, that we can get your data into our system fairly fast, and we help you along the way. So it's a fairly short process. But again, as Prabhat mentioned, every case is different. Depends, is your data all over the place? Is it in one place? There is some consolidation, but we help you. We help you in this situation. There are a few other questions that are coming out, and one I think you've already answered about advice to agencies who are hesitant about adopting technology. What do you say about cost over benefit, Alex? There's a question about agency owners who are concerned about cost. And do you think that a platform like FieldWorker has given you more benefits?
I think the cost for the benefit we have is minimal. And what I like about FieldWorker is that we were able to buy certain portions for really what we needed. We didn't need the billing component yet, but we're looking at it. But so we purchased what we needed, and you worked with us with that, which is really great. And it was really nice, Rohit, to do. A lot of agencies are like, hey, you take it or leave it, you get the whole package. With you and your team, we were willing to, you were willing to work with what we needed. And that was really important to us. And the cost, is proportionate on the number of families you serve and the number of staff that you have as well, too, which is important.
That's great. That's great.
Right. So if I may add a little bit here, in the sense that Alex mentioned that we have a lot of different functionalities out there. So even if a company is not just doing support coordination or a case management service provider, which kind of indicated a little bit, there are a lot of functionalities related to scheduling, billing, the revenue management, along with the other case management activity, and a fairly large suite of reporting that's out there. And one of the key things that we work with, or with the team works with, in the sense that you don't have to be subscribing to everything. You can actually pick what you are requiring and what you are ready for adopting. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we are all in the business of social care, right? We want to make lives of people better. And there are so many ways that things are done, right? Alex's company, Skylands, does support coordination or case management. There are case management in other cases that people do, the brain injury, traumatic brain injury, homeless. There are so many different situations. There are service provider agencies that are out there where you're providing direct services, direct support providers or DSPs or care workers to individuals. They could be daycare or community care centers where you are bringing in. So we have, with the product, built different parts of the product which service different areas of different types of businesses that you're doing. So you can pick and choose. As Prabhat mentioned, there is schedulers, there are calendars that you can look at, there are documentation and reporting that we produce for let's say your grant givers or Medicaid, whatever the case might be. There are centers for independent living who have certain requirements. Healthy starts where maternal and infant health. So there are different pieces to the product that can be used by different organizations to benefit them, but all of them. There's another question which asks, do you provide demonstration to management? Of course, we are not doing this as part of this panel discussion, of course, but I will type in my email address and a general email address, and you can please just reach out to us, and we are happy to show you the product and show you how it would suit and fit into your organization's needs. We are happy to do that at any point in time. So there's another question which says, your employees focus, you are freeing up, FieldWorker is freeing up time for your employees. Are you employing them to do other things? Are they going up to service more clients? How is that helping you?
Well, what it really does, it allows us to focus on what we do best. It's my vision and my view is that we bring the best people, we bring the best vendors in, and by working with FieldWorker, it's allowed us to free up time to spend more time focusing on individuals. At any one time, about 10% of our caseload is in some kind of crisis. So those crises do take up a lot of time. FieldWorker buys us back some of that time. It also allows us to keep notes and focus on what's happening with the individual live, so our entire team can assist.
That's great to know. And I've just put up a poll as well. If everybody in the audience, if you could answer some of those questions, they'll help us learn more about your business, how things are, some of the successes and challenges that you are facing, really helpful for us. So if you could answer that poll, that will be really beneficial. Please keep the questions going. We have a little bit of time, so please ask questions. You can raise your hand. You can put them in the Q&A or in the chat, and we are happy to take them as we are going. But we can do that now. There's a question. What specific features of FieldWorker have helped you?
What's really helped us has been the monthly monitoring tools that are available to us. Again, and it's really, what's really helped us is just getting all the information in one place and having a history of that information in one place available to us at any time.
Great. Okay. So there's another question where somebody's saying that we have had problems with technology platforms because our users do not like to use technology, and we have not been very happy with the quality of help from other technology platforms. What do you suggest?
Well, what's really important, and I had mentioned earlier, is that FieldWorker takes the time to listen to our specific needs and assist us. Our team had been very technologically adverse right from the start, and I cannot reiterate enough how I was expecting some tumult and some, pushback. And we got some right before we started with FieldWorker, and we announced that we were moving forward with this, and we had a pilot team work with it. The pilot team really ran with it and adopted it very early. And then our entire team worked on it, and it just seemed like we've been using it forever. There's not been any hiccups. There's not been any glitches. A very tiny bit of downtime. It's usually corrected right away. And what's really been good is the way the FieldWorker team interacts with us. They know where we're coming from. They know that what we do is relationship-based. It's human services. We're not a technology company. This is a technology company that's created a mission to serve human service agencies and focus on what we do and listen to what we have to say. So for us, that's been immeasurable. That's been wonderful. It's really been a joy to work with this team, and it's freed up my days quite a bit.
That's good.
I'll just-
Sorry,
Yeah.
Prabhat, were you going to add something? Go ahead.
No, I'm going to just about to say something in the sense here, like Alex mentioned, monitoring tool. We do have functionality by which if you have your own forms that you want to automate, if you have activity outside the support coordination, you can create your own forms, capture the data from those forms, use them into reports. So a lot of different functionality which exists. And by the way, if your support coordinators or case managers or DSPs go out in the field, there is a mobile app as well, which we support.
Yes. That is all. And this forms functionality that Prabhat mentioned is kind of interesting, especially for many case management agencies. You require intake forms or collection of specific key data points that you want to collect and report on. So we enable that and give you an ability to construct a form that you like to use, that is required for your agency, customized to your needs, and collect the information and report on it as well. So there are various ways to do this. I'm going to launch another poll here very quickly. If people can just take that poll as well, we would really appreciate it. There is another question about cost for support coordination agencies, Prabhat. What I would suggest is that instead of discussing pricing here on this call, if you could just drop us an email so we can then talk about specific needs, because there are various components that the product provides. There are and you can pick and choose those components. So yes, billing is one component. This person has specifically asked about billing or not billing. Billing is one component, but there are other pieces as well that we should discuss. So please just send. I'm going to put my email address right here in the chat. It is my first name, Rohit at fieldworker.ai. If you could just drop me an email, I'm happy to discuss this with you once we gather some information. We also have info@fieldworker.ai if you would like to know anything more. And we are happy to talk about this. So there are a couple of questions here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add to that
Sure.
in the sense that because there are different modules in every case and every requirement is different. So I'm sure our sales team and Rohit will come back to you with a proposal that works very well for you and is aligned with your interest at any given point in time.
Yep. That is great. Please, again, keep the questions coming. There is quite a few questions that have come through, and again, we are happy to have this as an interactive session. We are coming up to the end of time. We still have a couple of minutes to go, but happy. So Alex, is there is there anything else that you'd like to experience? So closing thoughts on anything else that you would like to share with everybody on the panel.
I think that the big takeaway that we have is that FieldWorker saves us time and allows us to do what we do best. It allows us to serve the families. It allows us to strengthen those relationships. It allows us to get people into the community, and just face-to-face time, it saves us. It allows us to do our job instead of, chasing paperwork all the time and chasing these things. It allows us to stay organized. It allows us to stay mission focused.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex. Prabhat, anything else? Any other closing thoughts before we close the webinar?
No, I think I would say that we're just a week away from the Christmas days. I know for many of you, these are festive times, but also for your clientele, there may be hard times as well. And I know I've heard you from Alex that anytime when these festive season comes, your load becomes even higher. So I think we're doing something to help you out with your load. And I wish all the people who joined us today in advance a very happy holidays, and hopefully your days are well spent. And if you need any help from us, we can help reduce your load. Feel free to give a call to Rohit.
Yes, we look forward to talking to you. Happy to answer any questions, discuss any concerns that you might have, and work with you. So thank you, Alex. Thank you, Prabhat, for your time. Thank you to the attendees for attending. And I would like to end on. We are coming into the festive season, so hope everybody has a wonderful holiday time and a happy New Year. And we want to set ourselves up for good things in the new year and think about that. And we are happy to talk to you about that. Thank you very much, everybody.